Hello everyone, and I'll be playing Bajo Las Rosas, and you play as someone who's just moved into their small apartment ready to let go of everything from the past until they make one careless mistake one day, and that mistake is meeting their neighbor who seems all too little too familiar, and they don't know if they can trust him or not. Those who are not willing to die for love are not ready to love. Are we? A one germ of desire. I never wanted to feel that again. That things change, that people drift away from me and take with them all the love I struggle so hard to earn. Ugh, damn it, why does everyone have to be so jealous? Why is it so hard for them to share love? It's not like I'm going to run out. Idiots. I clenched my fist, slowly, trying to calm the fire in my head. Getting angry won't help. Not now. What matters is what I've learned. If love is something that can be taken away, then I must protect it. That's why when I found a place I could call my own, I held on to it with all my strength, like it was the last drop of water in the world. I filled it with life and meaning. That's why I love my home. Not for the happy memories I built here, but because they seem to wrap me in a hug every time I cross the door. Every corner has something special. But no matter how much I loved it, no matter how much I wanted to stay forever, no matter how much I told it, day after day, how much I cared, it was never enough. Funny, isn't it? In stories, they always say happily ever after. But no one tells you that forever is actually very short. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that I carried it with me. Because no matter where I go, my home has always lived here. And that means I can build something just as beautiful, or even better. Two weeks have passed since I moved. 2 weeks. And I still haven't finished organizing everything. The space is smaller than I'm used to, and every time I try to put things in order, I end up sitting and watching videos for hours. Let's see. I kneel in front of one of the biggest boxes, big enough for someone to fit inside, and rummage through it from the umpteenth time. Kitchen. God, where the hell did I put them? I've been eating with plastic cutlery since I got here because I don't remember where I packed the real ones. What a mess. I lift my gaze and see the chaos around me. Among the stacked boxes, a yellow envelope stands out on one of them. Shit. Apartment papers. The ones I was supposed to hand in about 3 days ago. I hurry to grab it, take out the document, and start checking the boxes, looking for the ones I still need to fill out. My name is... Pronouns... She, her. I put it back and leave it on the table, making sure not to forget it again. I scan the place. Although the apartment itself is nice, seeing it empty gives me a strange feeling. My gaze stops at a massive sliding door in this corner. Who would have thought? An apartment with a garden. I didn't even know they existed. I always thought the apartments were designed to squeeze every latch into space. Like we were sardines inside a tiny can. Oh. Damn, that scared me. Are my neighbors testing how many hammer blows it takes to break the floor? I definitely would have preferred getting a house, but I didn't have the time. I walked toward the sliding door, dodging the mess on the floor. The garden waits on the other side, though for now, it just seems like an empty space, lifeless. Except for them. In a huge plastic bucket, right in the middle, my roses rest. First thing I did when I arrived was take them out of the box, remove the wrappings, and put them in water. I haven't had the time to replant them yet, but I couldn't let them suffocate between cardboard and tape. I approached, just seeing them makes my chest feel tighter. So beautiful and perfect, I can almost get drunk just by looking at them. Those roses mean the world to me, but then something isn't right. A sour, barely noticeable smell hits my nose. I feel my body tense and my skin prickle. I carefully remove a few roses aside until I reach the back. And I see it. A discolored rose? A completely rotted rose. No. No. I started pulling off the damaged petals. One, another. And the more I try to save it, the more it seems to decay before my eyes, as if it were trying to escape from me desperately. Well, this is pretty ominous. Finally, only the bare stem remains in my hand. My breath catches. Tears fall before I even realize it. You can't leave, you can't. You love me, you love me. I grab the stem so hard the thorns dig into my skin, but I don't let go. I don't care about the pain. I can't let go. I must not let go. I stand up abruptly, still holding the stem in my hands. The buzzing rumblings in my head, making me lose balance and almost fall. The room pulses. Is it laughing? Why is it laughing at me? No, this can't be happening. My vision blurs, my jaw shakes violently as if it might collapse at any moment. I feel like I can't breathe. This isn't my fault. I took care of you. I protected you. I did everything right so you stay with me forever. You can't do this to me. You can't pay me back like this after everything I did for you. Pressure in my chest is unbearable. A thick red haze clouds up my thoughts and the air grows heavy. A damn buzzing is piercing my ears. I walk desperately around the room, knocking everything over in my path. Damn it. I crash into the wall. I grab it with my bloodied hands and... a metallic smell fills the place. I feel a deep pain devour me from the inside. It's like something thick and sticky is tingling in my insides, dragging me down deeper and deeper, as if trying to bury me alive. Bury alive? I hope it never happened. What's that? Slowly, a gentle scent drifts through the air, wrapping me in warmth. Sweet, but not cloying. Somehow it feels familiar. I frown, trying to identify it. It reminds me of something warm and joyful. I open my eyes with difficulty. Ugh. I lift a hand to my forehead and blink several times, trying to clear my thoughts. What the hell happened? I look around. I recognize the bed, the walls, and the small table by the window. It's my room, but something doesn't fit. I didn't leave everything so tidy. The curtains are in place and slightly open, just enough for light to come in, but not enough to hit my face. The furniture where I've been piled near the door is now perfectly aligned. The decorations I left scattered on the floor are in their place. Everything is organized exactly like my old room. I don't remember going to sleep here. My gaze scans the place. The amount of light coming through the curtains is like day. The last time I was conscious, it was early at night. Oh no, how long did I sleep? I try to sit up, but my body doesn't respond, and gravity pushes me back against the mattress. Ugh, damn, everything hurts. I bring a trembling hand to my forehead and notice something strange. A cold cloth against my skin. A gauze? I look at my other hand. It's also bandaged with precise care. And this? Then I hear it, a subtle noise on the other side of the door, like someone is walking back and forth. Wait, someone? Someone's in my apartment. How the hell does someone get in? Is that why everything looks so organized? Someone breaking in and then organizing and then packing for you is really strange, but, you know, thanks for the free help. My mind blinks for a second. Everything's organized? Let's get up first and foremost. With superhuman effort, I managed to get off of bed. I creep to the door and press my ear against the cold wood. Silence. I slowly open the door, praying my bad luck doesn't catch up with me and make it creak. Everything's in order? Suddenly I hear footsteps coming from behind me. Oh no, this is the end. I spin around, fists raised, ready to fight my fate. But if they're going to kill me, at least I want to be face to face. Oh. My legs almost give out. I stumble back a step, my heart pounding in my chest. My eyes meet a pair that look bloodshot. A chill runs down my spine. He's tall with incredibly pale skin, white hair like snow streaked with red and black. His lips are naturally vivid. He looks like a porcelain doll. So unreal. For a second I noticed him shiver like my presence startled him. His right hand trembles slightly, then he clenches it tight. Well, good morning, Sleepy Beauty. Did you get enough rest or not quite? I blink. What the? Doesn't he have a knife? A gun? Isn't he here to kill me? But he doesn't look like a thief either. A lunatic? A runaway psychiatric patient? Or why the hell does he look so calm? Ah, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. What a relief, you really had me worried. His voice is soft and calm with a serenity that completely throws me off. How the hell can he sound like that after breaking into my apartment? I feel panic rising, my face even feels pale. My eyes scan his tall frame. There has to be something. A hidden knife, a twisted grin, a threatening stance. Breathing, something, anything. Nothing. He's just standing there. I don't get it. I want to run out of here, but my legs won't move. I feel like my heart is about to burst out of my chest. Come on, Ruby, move. Do something. I step back quickly and I feel the table brush against my back. Carefully I touch it, and there it is. The biggest, heaviest vase I own. What if I threw it at him? What sound would it make if I smashed it against him? What would his face look like right before? How many pieces would his head break into? We're getting really violent here. No. What the hell am I thinking? I take a deep breath and swallow hard, but it feels like I swallowed a jagged rock. Wait, who are you? What are you doing in my apartment? How did you get in? Without taking my eyes off him, I fumbled around with my other hand. Anything, something that won't make me feel so defenseless. My hand hits something pointy. I grab it and aim it straight at him. Are you kidding me? A plastic fork? Just what I needed. Can this day any worse? I squeeze my fork with all my strength, trying not to let him see my hand shaking. Not like I have any other options. But to my surprise, the guy doesn't react at all. No step back, no sudden move. He just lowers his eyes to my weapon. Were you planning to stab me or invite me to dinner? What, got a spoon hidden up your sleeve too? Oh god, you're the second creature in the world with the least survival instincts I've ever seen. I don't know if I should feel offended or completely humiliated. How do you even get your dignity back after this? I wish the ground would just split open and swallow me whole right now. Oh, really, sorry. Honestly, I had a couple of more normal ways in my mind to explain myself, I swear. But this was so much more entertaining. You exceeded my expectations so far. The boy stares at me for a moment, then he tenses slightly, like he noticed something and takes a small step back. Maybe he just realizes my nerves are about to explode. Hey, it's okay, I'm not going to hurt you. In fact, with that fork, I think I'm the one who should be scared. Cut the jokes, you're not answering my question. Who are you and how did you get in here? Oh, right, try to breathe a little. I get that this must feel weird for you, really weird, and I promise I can explain everything, okay? Just, first, are you alright? He reaches his hand towards my forehead, but stops halfway and just points. You took a pretty good hit, you know? Suddenly, I feel the stinging in my hand and the pressure in my head. I remember the bandages wrapped around my hands and the piece of gauze on my forehead. You? You were in pretty bad shape when I found you. And to be honest, I didn't think you'd wake up so soon. Stay silent trying to process, so he was the one who bandaged me. Sorry, I know it's a lot to take in at once. But seriously, how do you feel? Headache? Dizzy? Want me to check your bandages? I'm fine, I think. I say it with more out of instinct than certainty. My body still feels heavy, but I don't want to give him more reason to stay here. You sure? His reddish eyes scan my face closely, like he's trying to catch any sign I'm lying. I live in a building opposite from yours. I was passing by when I heard a loud thrash. I won't lie, at first I didn't really care. Then I smelled blood coming from here. I knocked to see if everything was okay, but no one answered, and then the door opened on its own. And there you were. He points to the floor near the couch. Very decorative, by the way. Once he makes sure I look where he's pointing, I crosses his arms. Believe me, breaking into people's homes isn't exactly my favorite hobby. Though if it were, I'd probably pick a cleaner place, no offense. I frown. Did I really leave the door open? I mean, it's not that unlikely. With how distracted I am, I wouldn't be surprised if I awfully left the stove on. I shake my head. Focus memory. That still doesn't explain why you decided to stay. Huh? Are you serious? Call me weird, but when I see someone lying on the floor, bleeding and unconscious, I usually think maybe they need help. Just maybe. But hey, if you prefer, next time I can just leave you there and move on with my life. I hate to admit it, but he definitely has a point. Although if you really prefer it, I can make up a more exciting story. Something with secret agents, hidden codes, or a sick obsession with you. Ha, a classic. I lower my eyes to my hands, still holding the fork. I start to feel a little guilty. He helped me and I'm just attacking him. I sigh and finally drop the plastic board back on the table. Alright, I believe you. I look around curiously. But why is everything so tidy? I didn't leave it like this. The boy tenses for a moment, then just shrugs. While I was waiting for you to wake up, I picked up one thing, then another, and before I knew it, I was taking out your trash. It's an instinct, sorry. His tone grows a bit timid, and he also starts looking around like he's not fully aware of how much he cleaned. He shakes his head and regains his composure. But admit it, this place needed some fixing up. It really looked like a battlefield in an apartment. I frown. Well, I have to admit I'm grateful for that. Not every day someone breaks in and organizes your apartment, right? But suddenly my thoughts freeze and I start looking around anxiously. Hey, where are my roses? Your roses? Yes, I had a beautiful bouquet of roses. I quickly looked at the spot on the floor where I left them last night. But they're gone. My chest tightens. I look at the boy with desperate pleading. I'm definitely about to faint again. Oh, yeah. He points towards the kitchen door. He left them scattered everywhere, but surprisingly they were in pretty good shape. A few leaves missing though. He pauses for a moment like he's about to say something, but instead he just sighs and continues. I gathered them and put them in water, so don't worry about that. I let out a breath, feeling my heartbeat return to normal. Still, I feel a slight discomfort knowing someone else touched something so important to me. And I'm grateful that at least most of them are safe. They're very precious. Did you grow them yourself? Yeah, I love roses. Not completely true. Well, not 100%. Love isn't enough. It's a tiny, insignificant word for what I feel about them. Saying only that is like looking at a star and calling it pretty. It doesn't do it justice. Just saying I love them falls way too short. But I'm obviously not going to tell my life story about roses to a complete stranger. So I just look away. I see. The boy looks at the glass door to the garden and stays silent for a few seconds. I guess that's why you choose this one then. This one? The apartment. I mean, it's not a palace or anything, but it has a garden. Ground floor apartments with green space are pretty expensive, you must know that. Not everyone spends this much just to watch something bloom. I guess that's why most of the apartments on this floor are empty. Huh, you're lucky after all, kid. I guess I couldn't let my roses die. You know, not everyone has patience to care for something so fragile. It takes more than just liking them. You've got talent. I feel a faint heat rising to my cheeks and quickly turn my eyes away from his. I guess. I try to sound indifferent, but clearly that's not my strong suit. Before he can answer, I hurry to change the subject. Want something to drink? I mean, I don't have much, but there's water and some sodas. I walk towards the kitchen, passing by him. No need, don't bother with that. Brother, let me make you something to eat. You must be hungry. How do you know that? Are you seriously asking me that? He takes a step toward me, keeping a safe distance. We've been sleeping since early last night. At least, I don't know, more than 15 hours? At this rate, you'll faint before noon. He leans in slightly, just enough to see my face more clearly. Besides, ever since you woke up, you've been looking paler and paler. I could almost call you Casper. But don't worry, I'm not about to let you starve. I'm not that cruel. It's not that bad. I'm fine. He doesn't reply. He just stares at my face for a few seconds in silence. It's a little uncomfortable, to be honest. Although his steady gaze also lets me study his face more closely. I hadn't thought about it before, but it's already daytime. That means he looked after me all night, and yet he doesn't look tired at all. So maybe that's just thanks to his flawless reddish makeup. Without another word, he moves away and heads to the fridge. Sure, and I'll take care of it. Take care of what? Making sure you eat. Look, if you don't eat, you'll get worse. And if you get worse, I'll worry. And if I worry, tough luck for you, I'm not leaving. No, honestly, I wouldn't mind looking after you again. I'd rather not have to clean up blood again. I roll my eyes while he opens the fridge and quickly checks inside. Wait, you don't have to do that. Seriously, I'm fine. You know, it's not about having to. I'm doing it because I want to. And I won't stop until I see you eating something decent. So, what do you like to eat? And don't you dare say nothing because I won't accept that answer. What if I say anything's fine? Fine, suit yourself. I'll make whatever I want. Great, I basically just signed a contract without reading the fine print. I sigh, but I don't argue anymore. With nothing else to do, I lean against one of the counters and watch him in silence. Meanwhile, the boy moves around the kitchen with impressive skill and speed. It's like watching a live cooking show, just without the hysterical crowd screaming. Every nice cut is precise, and the way he sautés the ingredients is flawless. I want to ask if I can help, but at his pace, I definitely just get in the way. My god, this boy cleans, cooks, knows about some first aid. I wonder if he can fly too. And me, I burn water when I try to cook. Wait, hey. The boy pauses for a moment and turns his head slightly. I just realized I don't even know your name. And you only knows that now? Well, with everything that happened. Questionable. But I guess in your oh-so-peculiar case, I can make an exception. Rin. Huh? My name's Rin. And this is the part where you tell me your name, sweetheart. Or do you prefer I keep calling you Casper? No, I already have a name. It's Moonray. Is that a fierce tongue piercing? And it's shiny? Moonray, huh? Sounds nice. Suits you. Really? Yeah. You've never got that Moonray face. And what's that supposed to mean? Nothing specific, really. Just that I once heard it used for a kitten just as grumpy. What do you mean just as? Do I look grumpy to you? I was joking. Sorry, just messing with you. But, oh god, you have to admit you're really fun. I cross my eyes, puffing my cheeks a little. It really seems like everything amuses him. And apparently in that everything I'm included too. Was that real indignation, or are you trying to imitate a grumpy cat? I don't have to answer that. Well, touché. Point for Minray. He laughs again, clearly entertained by my ignitation, before turning his attention back to the kitchen. After a few minutes, a smell of hot food fills the place. It really smells good. Rin turns around and sets a plate of food on the table. Oh, it's cute. Wait, are these bears from We Bare Bears? Has to be. Maybe this bunny's recognized. I don't know who's bunny's from. Oh, it's so cute. I lean closer to the plate, staring at every little detail in awe. Besides smelling amazing, it looks adorable. It would honestly be a crime to eat it. I feel like it would be, huh? Where'd you learn to make this? Here and there. Let's just say I had demanding clients. If the food wasn't shaped like an animal, they wouldn't eat it. And of course, as soon as I would put a little rice bunny on the plate, they'd forget about eating and start playing with the food. I get scolded for it, but honestly, I didn't care. Seeing them that happy was worth it. So you work with kids? Yeah, something like that. He doesn't meet my eyes, but it's clear he doesn't want to talk about it. I don't want to make him uncomfortable either, so I just focus on tasting the food. I take a bite, and as soon as the flavor spreads across my palate, my eyes widen in amazement. This is amazing. The fluffy texture of the rice contrasts perfectly with the softness of the vegetables. There's a balance between sweet and salty with a touch of spice that gives it a comforting, somehow familiar taste. It's warm, homemade, full of something I can't describe, but it feels like a hug in the form of food. Ben laughs at my exaggerated reaction and then leans against the counter, arms crossed, watching me as I keep enjoying the meal. For a few minutes, everything feels calm. The atmosphere is incredibly comfortable, almost familiar, like we've known each other longer than we actually have. See, I told you feel better after eating? Maybe. Maybe. You're breaking my heart. What a difficult guest you are. I'll just have to try harder next time and impress the critic. I shake my head. There's something in the way he talks that makes it impossible to take him seriously. Hey. It's not that it bothers me. I mean, I really appreciate it, but why do you do all this? Staying all night, tidying my apartment, cooking for me, that's not something anyone would do for a stranger. And said like that, he sounds like a perfect husband. A very dedicated one, too. You could have left a long time ago. And I don't think anyone does that kind of thing for free. Rin tilts his head as if considering the question more seriously than I expected. I don't really know. I mean, there's no big reason behind it. What do you mean there's no reason? That's not normal. You just don't break into people's homes, cook, and take care of them for no reason. Nobody does that. I see Rin smile softly, like somehow my reaction reveals something about me, and he found it endearing. Then I guess I'm not someone normal, Min. You know, we all need help sometimes. Someone to take care of us, even just a little. No matter how much some pretend to be tough, no one came into this world alone. We all arrived with help. But if someone insists on carrying everything alone, sooner or later that same loneliness crushes them. Or in your peculiar case, ends up painting your apartment. I don't want anything in return, really. And I'm not looking for recognition either. That's the last thing I care about. It's enough for me to know you're okay now, and smiling. To be honest, you have a beautiful smile. Plus, I just enjoy spending time with someone like you. Someone like me? Yep, you're simple. Hey. In a good way. I stare at him in silence. It's strange. Strange because he doesn't seem to be lying. But also because the answer feels familiar to me. Rin notices my expression and lets out a small laugh. What's wrong? Did I move you so much you fell in love with me now? Shut up. I crossed my arms, pretending his teasing didn't get to me. Are you always this annoying? Depends. I'm only like this with people I like. Rin throws me an amused look. He glances at the small clock on one of the walls and starts adjusting the sleeves on his jacket. Alright, I'll let you finish your food in peace. Huh? You're leaving? Yep. Why? I'm a busy man, you know? The same man who spent almost an entire day squatting in my apartment. Yeah, I'm sure you're real busy, Mr. Rin. Well, you'd be surprised at everything I can do in just one day. His gaze softens. I promised a friend I'd help him with some things, and if I don't go, he'll probably be mad at me for a week. Rin lets out a small laugh like he's remembering something. He walks to the door, opens it, and just before leaving, he turns back. You know, despite how all this went, I'm really glad I met you. You're very cute and firm. He thinks I'm cute? I feel a faint warmth rise to my cheeks. Get some rest, and please, don't go fainting again without warning. Can't exactly warn someone about that idiot. Come on, with that brilliant mind of yours, I'm sure you can figure out how. With a teasing smile and a quick wink, Rin disappears down the hallway. The apartment falls silent, but for some reason, it doesn't feel quite so empty anymore. If I ask them what's the first thing that comes to mind when they hear the word love, they'll probably say something like hearts, butterflies, rings, the color red, roses. That's normal, I guess. After all, since we were kids, we've been taught to see it that way. We see it in movies and books and songs. And it's not wrong. In a way, it's comforting to think that love looks that beautiful. I can even feel that tangible. There's all the people who answer with their favorite food, some 80s rock band, their pet, or someone's name. The person they love more than anything in the world. My face and clothes are completely covered in dirt and mud. At least it's a feeling I've already grown used to. With one last look, I make sure all my roses are perfectly planted. It's not that they're different. They're the same ones. I bought them with me, roots and all. But here they look more faded. I've never seen them like this before. Oh, I know, I miss our home too. But I promise we only moved for your sake. Maybe some fertilizer they'll perk up? Though it might take me a while to get it. I'm sorry. At that moment, last night's incident crosses my mind. I still felt incredibly sad about my poor Rose. But I don't want to cry anymore. And I know no matter how hard I tried, nothing's left to save. The silence in the garden feels heavier than usual. Someone's watching me. Without lifting my head, I scan my surroundings with my eyes. It isn't hard. A couple floors up, behind a window, a small silhouette peeks through some worn pink curtains. A child? When it knows my gaze, the shadow clumsily vanishes, slamming the curtains shut. We're curious neighbors. I get up, carefully brushing the dirt off my clothes, making sure not to soil my bandages. Rin. Pretty sure I've heard that name before. How strange. Maybe I should have thanked him more properly for his help. But I'm not exactly good with words. Maybe I could buy him something? There's not much else to do, so after checking for the 100th time that everything in the garden is fine, I head back into my apartment to change. My thoughts go quiet, and the only thing I can hear is the annoying ticking of the clock. I hate that sound. I need to get out of here. The cold wind hits my nose and messes up my hair. It's getting late and the sun is already starting to set. But I was going to lose my mind if I stayed there any longer. Besides, this might be a good chance to explore the area. I haven't really gone out for much these past few days. I've been too focused on getting my apartment in order. And now that's not an issue anymore. Thanks to my neighbor, I guess I can take a break. The streets are mostly empty, maybe because of the time or maybe because it's a weekday. I'm not really going anywhere in particular. Honestly, I'm not even sure where I am. Maybe I should... Kai? I freeze. A woman's voice calls out loudly from behind me. Hey Kai! That voice? It sounds familiar? No way. I turn around, scanning the shadows between the trees. And then a female figure appears, walking quickly towards me. Her hair sways in the wind, and the poor lighting makes it hard to see her face. What the... Kai! She stopped just a few steps in front of me, and I finally get a good look at her face, just as surprised as mine. The hair, that voice, those eyes. Leah? It can't be. What's she doing here? It's really you, Kai. Kai? Why is her name Kai? My name is Miri, Leah. I'm sorry, even after all this time, you still can't seem to remember it. No, I didn't forget your kid. She had cut her off before she managed to say anything. Leah, this is getting weird. Like, don't take it the wrong way, but you're really starting to make me feel uncomfortable. And I hate to think my memory is as bad as yours, or maybe you have so many people in your life you can't even tell them apart anymore. No, it's not that, I swear it's not. I'm sorry, I really am. I think I got confused, Mimney. I'm sorry. You haven't changed at all, haven't you? I'm sorry. God, this is so ridiculous. I don't even know why I'm crying. I don't even know why. I'm sorry. I guess my body just moved on its own. It's so strange seeing you. What are you doing here? I moved nearby a few weeks ago. Well, honestly, you were the last person I expected to run into, especially this far from your home. Thanks for the warm welcome. Seems like you haven't changed much either. She looks away and doesn't say much else. But honestly, I'm surprised she's not yelling or accusing me of anything. After all, things didn't exactly end well between us. Should I say something else? It's been so long since we talked. I don't know anything about her life for the past few years. But what if I say the wrong thing? What if I upset her? We'll just end up shouting at each other like last time. I didn't think I'd see you again. Though I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. Was that supposed to be a compliment? It sure didn't sound like one. Don't overthink it. Coming from you, that's actually more worrying. Oh come on, if I want to hurt you, you already know. It sounds like something a potential criminal would say. Well, if I were a criminal, I at least have better taste in victims. I won't pretend I didn't want to kill you a couple of times. Right back at you. At least, honesty is still alive between us. I let out a low sigh, turning my gaze away for a moment. So, are you still mad at me? I don't know. Ah, classic. I'm sorry, but I'm not just going to lie just to make you feel better. I didn't expect you to. You never actually did, actually. I guess that hasn't changed either. She lowers her head a little, her expression hard to read. You know, it's not like I'm someone who dwells in the past or anything. But sometimes I wonder what things might have been like if they had turned out differently. If we had. Ugh, forget it, it's stupid. It sounds dumb in my head. I never want to imagine how it will sound out loud. Anyway, what brought you here? Peace, I guess. And you? What are you doing here? An internship at a small company. Once that's over, I can finally graduate. That sounds nice. Nice, that's all I get? I was expecting something a bit more enthusiastic. Like, wow, Leah, that's amazing, you're a genius. Girl, you're expecting too much. She throws her arms up in an exaggerated pose. You know, I've never been the type to boost your ego even more. Leah rolls her eyes, but then her gaze drops and she lets out a quiet sigh. Peace, huh? I never thought you and that old house would part ways. You loved it with everything you had. Things change. I hate that things change. We both go silent, eyes turned away from each other. This is awkward. My gaze drifts towards the street, hoping for a distraction, and then I see him. A silent silhouette among others. He doesn't seem particularly important at first, but I notice how the few people around begin to look at him. Not casually. Their stares aren't simple curiosity, more like a mix of surprise and discomfort. Why did he stare at him like that? I frown and squint, trying to get a better look at his face. The wind tugs at his clothes and hair. Every step he takes seems to draw attention, even though he's not doing anything at all. And his face comes into view. It looks perfectly fine. Wait, Ben? Seems like he hasn't noticed me yet. Anyway, like I was saying, the internship's exhausting, but at least it's better than being locked up all day. I noticed her fidgeting with one of her rings, spinning it between her fingers. Though, of course, if my bosses even had half a functioning brain cell, it might even feel like a dream job. What is he doing here? Is he just shopping, or is he looking for someone? He believed he wanted an entire original collection done in less than 2 weeks. Ren lifts his gaze and our eyes meet. Then slowly his eyes slide over to Leah. I wonder if they think we're robots or something, though I guess that would explain why they're still a small company, and unlike some people. Her voice trails off as she notices my attention isn't on her. She frowns and follows my line of sight with her eyes. Her gaze locks with Rin's. How peculiar. Fashion really does change fast. Hard to believe black hair was trending just a few months ago. Rin still doesn't move. Do you know him? He's my neighbor. Rin crosses the street. His expression is hard to read, but something tells me this isn't going to be a pleasant conversation. His voice comes out a little softer than usual. Henry, what are you doing here? And what's it to you? Ren lowers his gaze for her slowly. With all due respect, sweetheart, I was talking to Minri. Oh, how convenient. Do neighbors stalk each other now, or are you just a special case? Oh, sorry, did I interrupt your superiority monologue? My bad, it just sounded important. Oh god, you heard her from over there? Why do I feel like this is going downhill fast? So charming. Are you always this delightful, or is it just your impress people mode? Look, I'm just passing by, that's all. Unless, of course, you own the street, and I somehow missed the sign. Really, because with those eyes, I doubt you can see anything. These two are very sassy. I can see Rin taking a breath. For a second, I think he's going to snap back with something even worse, but he doesn't. Huh, funny, considering I see more than I'd like. Like how tightly you're clenching your hands, that twitch in your eye, and how with every second we keep this useless conversation going, your eyes are getting glossier and glossier. So maybe you should try breathing before your body starts paying the price for your temperament. Surprisingly, Leah doesn't fire back, where her body goes rigid and her fingers trembled ever so slightly. She's furious. They hate each other right off the bat, maybe because they're so similar. They're having a sass-off. They stare at each other like two rabid dogs about to snap. Honestly, if I weren't standing between them, I'm pretty sure they'd already be at each other's throat. To be fair, I'm not shocked. Leah's always been a bit guarded when it comes to meeting new people. And Rin, well, I only met him a few hours ago. Not sure I can say much about him yet. God, what am I supposed to do now? Let's just stop the argument. It's getting silly. I have to stop this silly argument. Hey, enough. You two look like little kids arguing like this. No, not even little kids argue like this. What the hell is wrong with you two? But Henry, do you really think he was just passing by here by chance? He doesn't look trustworthy. What if he was following you? Oh, you've got quite the imagination. Ever thought of using it for something less stupid? Or you could try to keeping your mouth shut for once instead of sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. Leah, this is ridiculous even for you. Rin's right. You need to calm down. And you. Rin tilts his head and looks at me with innocent eyes, like a little dog about to be scolded. Don't you think you're being a bit too old to be playing along like this? That's what you call me, trying to defend myself? How hurtful, Moonray. I let out an annoyed sigh. This is useless. Leah falls silent. For a moment I think she'll keep yelling, but she doesn't. I was just trying to protect you. You don't get it. Why don't you ever get it? Her lips trembled, and when her eyes filled with tears, I realized Rin isn't entirely wrong after all. She brings a hand to her face as if she wants to hide, but it's too late. Oh, damn, this is so ridiculous. Her voice cracks. Tears start falling even though she barely seems to notice. I take a deep breath, cursing silently. I didn't want this. Damn it. I move a little closer, just enough to be at her level. Leah. I try clumsily to wipe her tears without ruining her makeup too much. I know how hard it is for her to do it. Don't cry here. You'll draw more attention than we already are. She doesn't respond, but she doesn't move away either, barely shifting. You should breathe, or if you're going to end up having a panic attack in the middle of the street. I say this in a more neutral tone I can manage. I don't want to sound cruel, but I won't pretend everything's fine when it's not. She nods, not lifting her gaze. I breathe again, and then something feels off. That feeling. The feeling of someone watching you. I look towards Rin's, or where he was a moment ago. Did he leave? I scan the place in my eyes, but he's nowhere. I look back at Leah, frowning. She also seems to have noticed Rin's absence. I hope you're happy. And now you're taking his side? Has he brainwashed you, or do you think he's cute enough to defend? I let out a long sigh and run a hand over my face. She definitely hasn't changed one bit. Suddenly, I feel a drop fall in my hand, then another, and another. I look up, the gray sky clouds over, and in seconds the rain pours down. Great, just what we needed. The rain begins to intensify, the cold wind grows stronger, and we both take a step back as the drops hit harder. Oh no, I didn't bring an umbrella. You never bring an umbrella. You don't match my outfit. Girl, an umbrella with an outfit? You just don't get it. We both run towards the nearby buildings, and the dim light guides us to a store with fogged-up windows. Above the door, an old sign reads, Orpheus Records. I push the door open, and the shop chime echoes from inside, accompanied by a smooth 70s-style guitar riff coming from an old speaker. We enter, the smell of old wood and paper surrounds us. The warmth contrasts with the outside humidity. What a mess of a day. I shake my hair with my hand, small drops falling to the floor. When I look up, I see Leah scanning the shelves for records. We're in a vintage vinyl store. I haven't seen one in years. In the town I lived in, there wasn't a single one. I start walking through the aisles looking for a specific section. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm sure they won't have it. It's too rare of a record. But still, maybe in such a big city, maybe. I crouch in the traditional pop section and run my fingers over the covers. J-K-I-M-N. Moon River. No way. I hug the record box against my chest, letting out a long sigh. Suddenly, a huge lump forms in my throat, and I feel like crying. There you are. What are you doing on the floor? Leah notices the record I was trying to hide against my chest. It's not that I don't want her to see her, it's just a reflex. She lets out a small laugh. I didn't know you liked those old things. I don't answer. I just get up from the floor, shaking off the dust. Leah starts inspecting the shelves where I found the record until one quickly catches her attention and she picks it up. She runs her fingers over it. Slowly, her expression changes into something worried. Hey, Moonray? Yeah? I'm sorry. What? For what? For everything since we broke up. So they were exes. I was thinking Leah at first just seems... She was being very protective, so I was like, oh, maybe she has a crush? No, they're exes. Since we broke up, I had a lot of time to think about everything that happened before I did. It makes sense. Weird I didn't catch on to that. I tilted my head slightly, pretending not to understand. For how I behaved with you. Behaved? No, you were just you. No, Mummy, I was unbearable. I didn't listen. I always wanted to be right. I realized that even though you tried to fix things, I only made it worse. It didn't matter anymore. I never wanted you to think that. Leah, you don't have to. Yes, I do. I spent so much time thinking you were the problem, that I was the victim, but I wasn't. And that's why it never worked. I didn't want to listen to what you felt. I only wanted you to be what I needed at that moment. It wasn't that simple. You gave more than you think. Maybe, but not in the right way. I was always expecting you to be different. Like, somehow you magically changed just because I asked you to. And when you didn't, I got angry and blamed you. A heavy silence settles between us, and the music from the old speaker only makes it worse. I just wanted to apologize. I don't know if it means anything after all this time, but I had to say it. Maybe it helps you more than me? She lowers her gaze and nervously tangles her fingers. After a few seconds, Leah takes a deep breath. But before she can continue, the doorbell interrupts her, and a cold air rushes in along with the smell of cigarette smoke. A moment later, a rough hand taps my shoulder, and I spin around, startled. Oh, who's this? Facing me, a boy with a heavy R stares. His deep indigo eyes look completely empty, like those of someone already dead, and he exhales thick puffs of smoke from a cigarette he holds in his mouth like a lollipop. Excuse me, do you know the buildings on Nakano Street? His voice sends a chill down my spine. God, oh God, he's going to rob me. He's going to rob the whole store. This is the end. I try to say something, but only incoherent stammers come out. I'm a little lost. I ran out of signal. There are no taxis, and I need to get out of here as soon as possible. Do you think you could guide me? What? Guide you? You don't have phone? And why me? The boy races around like my question is stupid. He blows another cloud of smoke right in my face. Because you're the first person I saw in here. Okay, that's the dumbest lie I've ever heard in a while. There are at least 2 other people browsing records, not to mention the employees. I stay quiet for a few seconds, trying to size him up without being too obvious. Even though his tone is polite, I don't like the way he's looking at me. I can give you directions. No need for me to go with you. I'd rather not get lost again. Shit, he's not stupid. He glances at Leah. She's wearing her usual annoyed look, but it's obvious she's scared, or else she would have already jumped in to argue with him. But if something happens, I don't want her involved. Fine. Thanks? Really? I can feel Leo flinch behind me as the boy starts walking towards the door. Like, does that make any sense to you? What are you doing? Have you lost your mind, inmate? You can't just go off with a stranger at this hour. You want your corpse to be the next thing I pick up? It's not like you gave me a choice. It's always a choice. You could say no. We could have just ignored him. And risking making a scene if he gets violent in here? I'd rather him just get out of the store. That's insane. What if he hurts you? Then at least you won't be in the middle. She pulls a napkin and pen from her bag, scribbles something quickly, and hands it to me. It's my number. Text me when you get home, okay? I stare at the napkin for a few seconds and then take it. Got it. I turn, walk to the counter, and quickly pay for the bundle before heading for the door. Took your time, huh? Sorry, I was paying for this bundle. I wave the bag in my hand. I've been looking for you for a while. He doesn't answer, just stares at the bag for a moment before blowing out a puff of smoke and walking ahead. This is strange. After a few minutes, the strong smell of his cigarette starts to get to me. Even though I'm supposed to be leading, it feels like he's the one setting the pace. It's pretty cold, huh? I wonder if it'll rain later. It's nice to sleep when it rains. I scratch the back of my head awkwardly. It's obvious he doesn't want to talk. People who notice him out of the corner of their eyes quicken their pace like they don't want to get too close. He gives off a heavy, almost suffocating aura. We keep walking in silence. The only sounds are his firm steps and the ember flaring each time he inhales. Who is it? Huh? The vinyl. He points at the bag in my hand. Oh, it's called Moonriver by Henry Mancini, but it's sung by a girl named Audrey Hepburn. Never been a fan of old music. Oh, you know it? A friend of mine loves that song. Must have good taste. The boy lets out a short, dry laugh. I can't tell if it's mocking or genuine. When we finally reach the buildings, I stop in front of the entrance and clear my throat, searching for words. Well, here we are. He just exhales a puff of smoke and stares up, slowly at me. His gaze so sharp it feels like he's trying to tear something out of me with his eyes alone. God, he's making me anxious. Do you need me to call someone, or maybe... Before I could finish, he blows a thick cloud of smoke right in my face. Second time. Cough, cough? Thanks. He says it low without a shred of warmth. Then he turns and walks down the street. Seriously, what an unpleasant guy. I guess that puff of smoke in your face was a thank you. As I enter the building, the silence of the long hallway surrounds me. I head towards my door, and then I see it. A bouquet of flowers rests against my door, wrapped in brown paper, with raindrops slowly sliding down the petals. It's a mix of maroon carnations, red lilies, red hypericum, and a few eucalyptus branches. Not bad, honestly. I pick it up carefully and inspect it. There's a card tied with a thin ribbon to one of the stems. Hey, sorry I left so quickly. I wanted to walk you the rest of the way, but I didn't want to get in the way of you and your friend. Hope you're doing better, and don't forget to change those bandages. Take care and good night, Ren. I go in and place the flowers in a vase on the table. It's not the first time I've gotten flowers, but for some reason, these feel different. I stare at them for a while until sleep finally catches me and yawn slips out. I drag my feet straight to my room. I change clothes without much energy and flop onto the bed. Hey, I'm home now. Henry? Oh my god, thank goodness, I was so worried. That guy didn't hurt you, right? No, I'm fine. Are you sure? Don't lie to me. I swear I got back without any trouble. Ugh, you made me suffer this whole time. Don't ever do that again. Sorry. Forget it. It doesn't matter now. Just be more careful. I don't want to lose you again. Okay, get some rest. Good night. Good night. I set the phone aside and curl up on my side under the blankets. Looks like the guy really did need some help and wasn't going to rob me. Or murder you. Why did I even trust him so much? Because he was a stranger? Or maybe because of how he looked. It was obvious, even the store clerks didn't want to go near him. Even when they saw something off, even with him smoking inside the store. And at no point was he rude or tried anything else. Maybe I shouldn't jump to conclusions so fast. Another yawn escapes me. And this is the end of day 1. Wait, this is the end of day 1? Let's see if I can take any other routes. I need to get out of here. Hey guys? What? They both look at me at the same time, frowning. Great, now all the attention's on me. I should take a chance to change the subject. I clear my throat and glance at Leah. I think it's getting late. I should probably get going. So soon? Yeah, you know, the weather and all. I glance sideways at the sky, slightly begging for some visible change to back my excuse. Thankfully, the sky's on my side this time. It's getting darker than usual. Leah stays quiet for a moment, then nods, though she doesn't look too convinced. Alright, if that's what you want. I feel a bit guilty, but I don't know what else to say. And then, let's go, Mary. You don't want to be stuck here when the rain starts. Leah shoots one last look of dislike at him. Rin doesn't seem to care the slightest. Then she turns back to me. Okay, but we can see each other again, right? Yeah, sure, I guess that's fine. Before I can even finish my sentence, Leah digs through her bag, pulls out a napkin and a pen, and quickly scribbles something down. It's my number, you can text me anytime. I'll be around for a while, so... If you still feel like it, maybe we could grab coffee sometime? I stare at the napkin in her hand for a few seconds, then decide to take it and just nod. Yeah, see you. I gave her one last look before walking away with Rin. Can't help but feel her gaze burning into my back as we leave. After several steps, I can't ignore her anymore. Rin has been way too quiet since the whole thing with Leah. No, I think even before that. I know I don't really know him, but the way he acted earlier today feels completely different from the silence he's wrapped in now. Has something happened to him? Hey, you don't need to walk with me if you don't want to. I'm not that lost. I think I can make it back to my apartment. Huh? No, don't worry about it. I was heading back anyway. Right, still, if you change your mind. No response. God, what's going on with him? What do I do? I don't want to pry, but I can't just pretend everything's fine either. Come on, Marie, think. Hey, about earlier? Ah, sorry, I shouldn't have spoken to your friend like that. She was the one who started. Who started it again? Was it him or her? Loki, she was the one who started it, but I mean, he was pretty rude. I just think he was rude. She was a friend. You're right, you were pretty rude. Leah is someone important to me, and beyond that, you shouldn't talk like that to someone you barely know. Like, that is... it's correct. Like, I'm sorry, Rin, but like, Loki... she really means that much to you? I mean, yeah. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Ah, good, but you should apologize to her, not me. I understand. If that's what you want to apologize to her. He doesn't look at me when he says it. His voice sounds calm, but I can't really tell what he's thinking. It's hard to say if he's sincere or just saying what he thinks I want to hear. I just hope he means it, but I really can't stand liars. The cold grows harsher, the wind blows harder. I can feel it sneaking through my clothes, making me shiver. Are you cold? No, not really. Ugh, really? With all that shivering? You look like you're about to turn into jelly. Ugh, fine, maybe I am a little cold. Without another word, Rin takes off his jacket and hands it to me. What are you doing? I don't want you catching a cold. Besides, if it rains before we get there, it'll help you more than me. Come on, don't make that face, Miri. You'll make me think no one ever cared about you. Or is that true? The question takes me by surprise and my body tenses abruptly. Yes, someone cared. I have a feeling they had someone that cared about them, but it must have been with Leah. Yeah, someone has. The words came out faster than I expect. Almost like a reflex, a fleeting image crossed in my mind. A child, smiling, hair dark as coal. Can't quite make out his face, but there's something there, a feeling of safety, of home. I don't understand why that comes to me now. I'm glad to hear that. I take the jacket hesitantly, but as soon as I put it on, warmth wraps around me instantly. A relieved sigh escapes my lips. A soft fragrance surrounds me too. I adjust the sleeves. It's pretty big on me. Thanks. Don't mention it. We walk in silence for a few minutes until we find a small roof by a vending machine. Just in time, the first drops start falling, tapping softly against the pavement. Rin slips some coins into the machine, and after a few seconds, a can drops out. I catch it on reflex. Lemon cider? I've never seen this soda before. The colors are too bright, the font mismatched. It looks like one of those forced attempts at being modern. Who approves these designs? What is it? Lemon lime. Try it, you might like it. It doesn't look great, but I can't hand it back. I've got no choice. Carefully, I pull the tab. With a sharp click, the gas hisses out, and after a hesitant pause, I take a small sip. Ah, it's actually really good. Rin chuckles under his breath and leans against the wall, holding his own unopened can. Careful with that distrust, or next time that can might pull out a knife and mug you. Haha, very funny. We fall silent again, only the rain hitting the pavement can be heard. How strange. I never stopped to really listen to the sound of rain before. I could hear the little gusts, the hurried footsteps of people running for cover, the occasional umbrella snapping open. I thought that would be the worst part of living here. After all, this is the capital, a massive city. I thought everything would be unbearable, the noise, the lights, the rush. But honestly, it doesn't feel bad. It's actually been pleasant. I glanced at Rin out of the corner of my eye. He focused his gaze fixed on the daring drops falling in front of us. Was he hearing the same things I was? My eyes trace his features, stopping at his bright red eyes. Then a thought crosses my mind. Hey, earlier when you arrived, I noticed something strange. Rin tilts his head, waiting for me to continue. People were staring at you. Not like when someone wears flashy clothes or has a weird hairstyle. It was different. They kept staring like, I don't know, like they were waiting for you to do something? It's not the first time. It happens all the time. Why? Rin opens his can and takes a sip before answering. No idea. I guess I gave off a bad vibe. Most people are really good at spotting what doesn't quite fit. What do you mean? He drums his fingers on the can for a moment, like he's carefully choosing his words. If you're attractive and have a friendly face, people assume you're good, trustworthy, nice, smart, someone worth knowing. But if it's the opposite, if something about you feels off, if you stand out too much, they automatically assume the worst. That you're trouble, that you're dangerous, that they'd rather cross the street than let you get too close. He says it with a kind of ease that leaves me speechless. It's like when you see someone who looks disheveled and without meaning to, you step away. Not because they hurt you, just because you'd rather not wait for them to. It's not a choice, it just happens. In the end, it's either to put people into little boxes and to try and understand them. It's not hard to understand where this is coming from. He doesn't exactly look like your average guy. Leah's words come back to me. Seriously? Because with those eyes, I doubt you could see anything. She said it like his eye color was a choice. Like he chose to have such pale skin. Or hair as white as snow. And the way people looked at him, they weren't that neutral. There was a surprise, sure, but also discomfort, disgust. All he was doing was walking, just like them, just like anyone. They didn't look at me because I did anything. They looked because something about me sticks out too much, and not in a good way. Because something in me makes people uncomfortable. And no one likes feeling uncomfortable. But I guess, I get it, I guess. Some things are just unpleasant to look at. You never really get used to it, you just learn to live with it. Now, funny enough, we all do it, even you. Me. You did it just now with that soda can. I glanced at the can in my hand. What do you mean? At first, you didn't trust it. It didn't look very appealing. And now? I shake the can slightly, hearing the fizz inside. I like it? Rin nods like he just proved the point. He looked at it, judged it, almost tossed it, all in a matter of seconds. I pressed my lips together. But it's not the same. It's not the same judging a drink as judging a person. Of course not, but the process is identical. We see something, and without even noticing, we've already decided if it's worth our time. That is very true. I stare at the can. What about you? Do you do it too? I guess I do. Everyone does. For me, I try to notice when I do it. I try not to let the first impression be the final one. Though in my case, maybe people weren't so wrong. He doesn't say it with sadness, he doesn't sound hurt, just resigned. And somehow that resignation makes me feel uneasy. I don't think there's anything with how you look. Can't you change just a little? I'm not gonna say that. There's nothing wrong with how you look. I don't think there's anything wrong with how you look. His laughter catches me off guard. Did I say something weird? I can feel the heat rising to my cheeks. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. Rin covers his mouth with his hand, still wearing that smile I can't quite read. It's just, it sounds so easy when you say it like that. But I mean it. Rin falls silent, lowering his gaze to his can, spinning it between his fingers. Without realizing it, I squeeze the can in my hand. He thinks I'm lying. Did you put me in a little box too? Huh? Do you also think I'm just like everyone else? You really are a sharp kid. Rin takes one last sip from his can before tossing it, sinking it neatly into a distant trash can. I bit my lip, frustrated. The way he says it so calm, like some inevitable law, makes my head burn. Well, I'm not letting you decide that for me. Oh yeah? And what will you do? Break that damn box. Then go on, I dare you. Before I can respond, Rin bolts. Hey, wait, what are you doing? I take off after him, splashing water with every step. What, did you really think breaking it would be that easy? A laugh slips out, and soon I'm laughing with him, dodging puddles, sliding around, cold water soaking us through. The pounding rain mixes with our ragged breaths. The wind cuts into my lungs, and still there's something freeing about this run. It feels good, alive. When I look at him, I'm left speechless. Rin smiles like I've never seen before. So radiant, he almost outshines the moon. His white hair clings to his forehead, droplets trailing down pale skin, as his red makeup blurs around his eyes and streaks down his cheeks with the rain. And that laugh of his, sounding different now. I'm hypnotized, staring at him, feeling something in my chest pounding louder than the storm. We stumble into the building, laughing, leaving a trail of water on the floor. My clothes cling too cold to my skin, but somehow the laughter keeps me warm. Rin shakes his hair, flashing me on purpose. Hey! Oops, did I get you wetter? Rin looks me over. Aw, don't worry. It wasn't much worth saving anyway. He says it while pulling a little orange leaf out of my hair. You got it in it for me, don't you? Nothing personal. I just like seeing you like this. He floods my face, and without thinking, I hurl my jacket straight at his face. Rin bursts out laughing at the fabric covers him completely. Hey, you know this isn't over, right? I like to see you try. We keep walking down the hallway, dripping all the way until we finally reach my door. I stop, turn the key while Rin leans against the frame. Wanna come in? You're soaked, you must be freezing. No, it's already late. Besides, I don't want to be the one to flood your floor. As if it means you left behind. Didn't you already say enough? Exactly why. He holds my gaze for a few seconds, crimson eyes that look like they could steal your soul. Rest well, Minnie. Good night. He turns and walks back the way we came, until finally his silhouette fades down the hall. I step into my apartment, Rin's laughter still echoing in my head, and close the door behind me. The silence hits me like a blow. Not uncomfortable, just strange after all the noise, the rain, and him. I drop the keys on the table and head towards the kitchen. The fridge light washes me in a cold glow as I open it. I grab the first thing I find, a crumpled half bag of cookies, and collapse onto a chair. I bite into one absentmindedly. The crunch sounds way too loud in the empty apartment. My thoughts drift back to today, the run, the rain, his words, the smile that felt impossible. I don't get it. How can someone carry so much and still laugh like that? I met so many people who, after being crushed by the world, either give up or try to crush the world back, even me. But him, he doesn't do either. He takes what's thrown at him, keeps going, refusing to be either victim or executioner, as if instead of breaking or hardening, he simply chose to keep being himself. How he manages to stay human when everything tries is stripped away. I realize I want to understand him. No, I need to try to understand him. I catch myself smiling. I shake my head, as if trying to push away the image of him, drenched laughing like an idiot, but he keeps coming back again and again. By the time I notice, I've already eaten more than half the bag. I sigh, get up, and leave it on the table before heading to my room. I change clothes before collapsing on the bed like a starfish. I close my eyes, and the last thing I hear before sleep takes me is his laughter echoing in my head. I really hate the second option, but asking him to change? If it bothers you, could you try changing it a little? Don't you think so? I mean, I know it's not like that, but it really seems like you're trying to stand out on purpose. I don't mean it's entirely your fault. You didn't choose to be born like this, but I don't think you're helping yourself much either. What do you mean? Nothing. It's not like it's bad. I'm just saying maybe you can make an effort to hide that part of you that bothers people so much. I mean, not everyone is that tolerant, and after all, people treat you how they see you. Maybe dye your hair a little more natural colors, wear contact lenses, or if you don't like those, you could try sunglasses. Your clothes aren't bad, just maybe less wear flashy clothes. You know, at first I thought Leah was just irritated to see him because he was just some stranger. I didn't realize she was judging him off his appearance. Is his appearance that weird, really? You know, more normal things. I don't really know how much about this, honestly, but I'm sure if I ask Leah for a favor, she'll agree, and even if reluctantly. I think it'd be good if you were more understanding about how others feel. More understanding? And if so many people think the same, maybe they're not entirely wrong. Ren just turns his head, and I can't see his face anymore. What's wrong? Did something I say bother him? Maybe I was a little harsh, but I didn't say anything that wasn't true. I don't get it. If he hates how others see him so much, why does he try to look different instead of just complaining? God, this is what I get for trying to help. You're so mean. He still won't look at me, and little by little I notice a faint smell carried on the icy wind. A smell of iron? I see Ren quickly bring one of his hands to his face and then hide it at his side. It's getting kinda late. We better head back. This place gets dangerous after a certain hour. The way back feels much longer than it really is, or at least longer than I remember. Ren hasn't said a word except when I asked him directly, but even then he answers in such a low voice that I could barely hear him. After a while, I stop talking too. We just walk, surrounded by streetlights and the sound of our own steps. When I reach my apartment door, I hurry to take off the jacket he lent to me. My hands are clumsy, my fingers numb from the cold despite the jacket's warmth. I hold it out to him without looking directly at him. Thanks for welcoming me back, Ren. Sleep well, Memory. Without another word, he turns and walks towards the building exit with the crumpled jacket in his hands. He doesn't stop, doesn't look back once, and finally disappears around the corner. I stay at the entrance, feeling the cold air seep through the collar of my shirt. I still can't move. I feel strange. Maybe I was too blunt. Very blunt. I didn't mean to make him feel bad, I just wanted to help. I sigh. I close the door carefully, trying to make as little noise as possible. He was the first person who's been nice to me since I arrived, and I already managed to make him feel bad. Ugh, I'm such an idiot. I rubbed my face, annoyed at myself. Tomorrow, maybe I can apologize? I didn't even ask which apartment he lives in. I smacked my forehead with my palm, frustrated. Hopefully I'll see him around for one of these days. The clock sounds unusually loud in the room. It's not that late, but I feel exhausted. I head straight to my room, dragging my feet. I collapse onto the bed without even changing. The blankets are cold. I curl up under them and stare at the ceiling. Some things are just unpleasant to look at. You never really get used to it. You just learn to live with it. My throat tightens. Ren. Okay, I think I got mostly everything I wanted to see. I don't know. That is the end of the demo for day one. This is just day one. I like this game so far. I like the messages that this game was portraying, basically about not letting others judge who you are, and even if they do judge you, still be yourself. Not trying to like be someone else just to please others or how the world sees you, how they think you should be. Just being yourself. And Rin is just an embodiment of that. I mean, he's aware that he looks strange to other people, his eyes especially being red and whatnot, and the way he presents himself is strange, but he doesn't let that get to him. In fact, he uses it to stand out more, to show people that he's not afraid of who he is, basically. And I like that message. It's nice. So that is the end of Bajo las Rosas. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.